தூக்குப்பொடி எங்க இருக்குன்னு பாக்குறேன். இது மாதிரி லாஸ்ட்ல
that is where we had left it. We had seen what is the framework to create an engaged employee. Today we are going to move ahead of it. Let's start. In the last class, we saw the 10 actionable steps to engagement. Just a minute. Can you see the screen correctly?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Because something seems to be wrong here. I'm not able to see the screen properly.
Sir, it is 10 actionable steps to drive engagement. Set clear roles.
Yeah. Now it is okay. Now it has moved up. Okay. So the first step was, the advice to the companies to create employee engagement. The first step is to set clear role expectations and make all rules, rewards, and salaries transparent. This is how the company should start. These are the 10 steps which the company should take if it wants an engaged workforce, management, or employees. The second step is ensure a safe, respectful, and non-toxic work environment with basic comforts. The third, give weekly, monthly measurable goals and review them regularly. The fourth is explain how each person's work impacts customers and give them autonomy in how they do their work. The fifth is match tasks to each employee's skill level and remove unnecessary interruptions. The seventh is sit with each employee and adjust tasks based on what energizes or drains them. The seventh step is track only two things, performance and positivity, and celebrate small wins. Don't have too many things to track. Just track two things, performance and positivity, the attitude. Create daily, weekly team rituals and celebrate movements together. The ninth is allow small experiments, encourage new ideas, and never punish honest failures. And the 10th is give each person ownership of a specific area and recognize them as the champion of it. Effectively, what this says is that you have to work at the mind of the employee. Just creating rules is not enough. You have to understand his drives, his motivations, and then work off them so that he will develop an engagement within himself. Now we come to the crux of it. I'm sure you all heard of the saying, God help those who help themselves. What does this really mean? In this context, what does it mean? Can anyone tell me what is meant by this statement in this context?
Those who are self-sufficient and they themselves thrive is what it means. God is within one's.
Prepare yourself first.
Huh?
Prepare yourself first.
Absolutely right. What it means is that
You are
Each and
responsible.
every one of us have 10 points. Each of these points relates to a particular psychological deficit within an individual. You see, that is the saying, as within, so without, as above, so below. That means the entire macro creation is there within us. The same way, what is outside is also reflected within us. All these 10 points, which relate to creating employee engagement, are addressing a particular psychological deficit. One of those, or a couple of those deficits, are present in each and every individual. And if you can identify what that deficit is, and there are very simple hacks which have been prescribed for it, use it, you can unshackle yourself and really grow exponentially in your personal life. So what the thing is that first you correct yourself, then you will be able to implement this in the organizational level, in your family, or in the team. Using this framework, an individual can clearly identify where disengagement is occurring. That is, as I said, there are 10 particular points. Each correspond to a particular letter in a particular acronym. Which letter is weak? Why it is occurring? Which psychological need is violated within you due to which it is occurring? You don't have to tell me. When we go through the tool, you will automatically, if you ask that question, the answer will come to you. You don't have to share it with anyone. So that your privacy is not violated. At the same time, you will get the prescription as to how to solve it. Why is it occurring? Which psychological need is violated? And the third is, what kind of intervention is required? The solution is rarely outside. People look for solutions to problems that they have outside, but it is rarely outside. It is often inside, in how one crafts task, relationship, and meaning. When you don't know how to handle your task, or when there are problems in your relationships, or when you have not been able to assign the correct meaning for what you're doing, the whole thing collapses. In other words, it is nothing but job and life crafting both. What is applicable for job crafting is also applicable for life crafting. Friends, believe me when I say, if you are going to listen to this session carefully, Mr. Ajit, you are requested for taking notes automatically. Please don't do that. Okay? If you are going to listen to this session carefully, and if you are going to apply it, believe me, by the end of this session today, you will be in a position to really change your life drastically. It will be in your hand. This is where job and life crafting starts. Task crafting is redesigning what you do. It's as simple as that. Whatever you are doing in whichever aspect of your life, be it in career or in relationship or in the society, redesigning what you do is task crafting. Relational crafting is redesigning with whom you interact and how you interact. Third is redesigning how you interpret your role and value. Disengagement is not a failure of capability. If a person is disengaged in his life, he is bored in his life, he is unable to move forward in his life and his career, it is not a failure of capability. It is a feedback from your inner system asking for a redesign. If you are not succeeding in whatever you are doing, if your relationships are failing, if you are failing to move ahead in your relationship, or if you are absolutely confused about what you are doing, why you are doing, where you are going, it is not a question of failure of capability, but it is your inner self telling that, son, it is time you redesigned your task, relationship, and the meaning of what you are doing. From diagnosis to intervention to validation. That is what we are going to be seeing today. What kind of intervention is required? Using the 10-point engagement framework, you will be answering 3 questions. What kind of intervention is required? How do I execute it without changing my entire life or job? You're not going to change anything drastically. You're only just going to tweak it a bit here and a bit there. And finally, the most important question is, how do I know it is working? The diagnostic tool to identify the area of disengagement or reduced engagement goes by the name or acronym of engagement. This tool, when you apply it, it will tell you what kind of intervention is required. Every weak letter maps to one dominant psychological deficit. There are only 10 psychological deficits that can be there. Cognitive science and business research has found out that there can be only 10 psychological deficits that can be there in an individual, and every deficit has got only 3 possible intervention types. So first is, the moment you find out the psychological deficit, it is linked to one particular type of intervention. That intervention also will be explained to you, and how to go about doing it is very simple. That means at the end of today, you take a 15-day trial period, identify one particular aspect that you want to correct, implement what is recommended here for those next 2 weeks. At the end of that 14th day, you will find a drastic change in that particular aspect. That is a given. Every deficit has got only 3 possible intervention types. The first one is task crafting. What is it? Task crafting, what I do. What does it cover? It covers the control that you have on your job, the task that you are doing, the scope, and the effort mismatch. All these 3 can make the task very difficult. This covers control, scope, and effort mismatch. Second is relational crafting. This covers friction in your relationship with others, a feeling of isolation that you might have, a feeling of loneliness, and misalignment with the people around you. Who I deal with is the question here. The third is cognitive crafting, loss of meaning. Many of you might think sometimes, what is it I'm doing? Is this what life is all about? Am I really moving in the right direction? Am I achieving what I want to achieve? Is this what I want to achieve? There is a loss of meaning. There's an identity conflict. Is this what I am? Is this who I am meant to be? A narrative fatigue. You are unable to explain what you are doing to either yourself or to the world. Then the question is why this matters. A rule of the thumb is, if the pain is about what I do, if you are pained by what you do, then you have to do task crafting. If you are pained about who you deal with or whom you are working with, and interacting with, then there is a relational crafting which is required. And if it is, the pain is about the meaning, then it is cognitive crafting. Why this matters, then it is cognitive crafting. Disengagement is rarely random. Now we are going to see the 10 particular touch points to identify where and why disengagement or disillusionment exists. Disengagement is rarely random. It typically occurs because one or more psychological needs have long gone unmet. When one or more psychological needs have long gone unmet, you feel disengaged and you go through the motions of doing whatever it is. It could be in the family also. You feel totally disconnected with your wife, with your children, with your parents, with your siblings. You just, as someone said, home is where you have to go when you go when you have to go. That's not, good. It will make you sick. Again, the same thing applies to office. You go there because you require the paycheck at the end of the month. Many people are there, as they grow older, they lose friends. They don't have any friends to talk to. They feel totally lonely. They don't know what they are doing. You will find all these people have huge amount of sickness. And all these are happening because of these 10 touch points. Wherever you want clarification, please feel free to ask, because we are entering into that area where the rubber hits the road. The first one, we have seen engagement, ENGAGEMENT. These are 10 letters. The first letter of the acronym engagement is expectation. Ask yourself, were my expectations ever clear? Were your expectations clear to you? Did you really know what you expected from the role? What sort of a growth you wanted? What sort of a recognition you wanted? What impact you thought you will be creating? The second, if your expectation there is a problem, then what is to be done? We will see. The second one is need. Which of my core needs is currently unmet? Is it security? Is it autonomy? Is it growth? Is it meaning? Is it recognition? You might see that recognition comes in two places, both in needs as well as in expectation. What sort of a recognition can this need be addressing? Can anyone tell me?
Am I getting the salary which I expect?
Very good. And what is that need? What have you linked it with? The recognition, the salary. How have you linked it with the recognition? In your mind, being able to earn more is giving you a social status, a sense of comfort, a sense of security. So you see, you need to be very clear, what is the need? Which of my core need is currently unmet? Ask the question here. Note the answer down. If need is the problem, if expectation is the problem, note down that. Third, goals. Do my current goals still energize me, or do they feel imposed? Do you have a specific objective in life? Whatever it is, something which drives you. Many of us know many things very vaguely, but that will not give you happiness. You have to be very clear. This is what I want. Autonomy. How much control do I have over how I work or live? Do you have control? Are you in a position to decide how you spend your time? Now, this is a very, very simple question, but the answer is very complex. I am sure none of us can ever say we have control over our life. Am I right or wrong?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
None of us can say that. You know, our time is being called upon, infringed upon by our family members, by our friends, by our colleagues, by our superiors. Everywhere at every stage, you know, we have to compromise. That means we rarely have good control. But then sometimes these controls don't trouble us. But when it does, it can become a question of autonomy, and it can become a reason for disengagement, frustration, dissatisfaction. So ask yourself, how much control do I have over how I work or live? Growth. Am I learning, stretching, or becoming better than last year, last week, last month? Whatever is your measurement. This is a very important aspect of it. Energy. What consistently drains my energy? What is draining my energy? My meaning. Why does this role, work, or phase of life matter to me now? What is the reason for my being in the position that I am? Esteem and recognition. Do I feel seen for what I truly contribute? These questions, ask exactly this question. Don't ask the question, do I have self-esteem? Am I getting recognition? No, that is not the question you should ask. You should ask this question, do I feel seen for what I truly contribute? And then that answer will tell you whether there is a deficit or not. Please ask these exact questions, because these questions will trigger a particular response in your mind, in your subconscious, which will give you the answer. As we move forward, we will see what these questions really mean. What does it trigger in our subconscious? And why it triggers it, that also we will see. Narrative, identity. Does my current life story still fit who I believe I am becoming? Not who you are becoming. Does my current life story still fit who I believe I am becoming? And the 10th is trust. Do I trust the system and self? Do I trust myself to redesign my life or work? That means how much you trust yourself to be able to do something meaningful for yourself. How do you execute the intervention? This is where most people fail. Even after understanding everything, this is the place where most people fail. Because they attempt large, risky changes. But you should never do that. You should follow a simple execution protocol. Number one, pick 1 weak letter only. Of the 10, more than 1 weak letter might appear when you ask the questions. But just pick one which you think you would like to address first. It is not the one which is the most disrupted or the weakest, nothing. Anything with which you resonate well. That, okay, I will try and correct this first. Pick only one. Choose one crafting lever. The one crafting lever which is linked to that 1 weak letter, choose that. Design a small reversible experiment. That is also mentioned in the solutions which are being recommended. What sort of a reversible experiment you should try. That should be for 7 to 14 days, not more than that. Just for 7 to 14 days, you try that. And change only one variable of that entire set. I'm sure most of you have got a question. What is the meaning of one variable? Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
is meant by one variable. Have you understood that? The first one, select 1 week later. I think that's very clear. Response, my dear friend.
Yes.
Huh?
Yes, sir.
Then
Understood.
one lever, crafting lever, that is also clear.
Yes.
And a reversible experiment for 7 to 14 days, not more than that, that is also clear. Then what is this one variable?
Is it in our control to do that experiment?
No. The one variable, there are 4 different variables to select from. What are those 4 variables? What does only one variable really actually mean? A variable is one controllable element of behavior or environment that, when changed, can affect outcomes. Why you are told to select only one? Because the problem is, if you alter more than one dimension of your work, then you will not know whether which one is failing or which one is succeeding. Because of which variable you have failed, you will not know. You alter only one dimension of work behavior, while everything else will remain the same. As we move forward with each of the, work tasks, you will understand what I mean. But here, just for the sake of understanding, the first is time. Time is a variable. When you do the work, is a variable. 2, method. How you do the work is a variable. You either decide that, supposing, let us say, you have decided that you will fill water. There are water shortages in many places, like in Chennai and other places. Someone has huge water shortage, and you have to fill and store water. Now, when you are storing the water, that you can decide that usually I do it in the morning, but now I will do it in the afternoon. Or I will do it in the evening, or I will do it late at night, whatever it is. You can change only one thing, the time, or you can change the method. Or 3, the authority, who decides, whether you decide that work or someone else is deciding. And 3rd, the environment, where and with whom you are going to be collaborating and doing this work. These are the 4 variables which are there. For the crafting, the 3 crafting, you can select only one of them, and the others you should leave as it is. One variable, only one of these dimensions is altered in your crafting. Why does this rule exist? When people fail at execution, it is because they change many things at once. What are the things? And when they change many things, you cannot tell what caused the improvement or the failure. So never change many things. Whenever you are, changing something, change only one thing and in very small quantity, so that you will know the impact, you will be able to measure it. Create psychological and social resistance. It creates psychological and social resistance. It triggers identity level fear. What is the meaning of this? Change many things at once means what? Supposing, let us say, there is a professional. So something is not working in his life, in the office. So what he will say, he will decide, okay, I will start coming early to the office. I will take up new projects. I will change how I communicate with my managers and my colleagues. I will also start journaling to find meaning in what I'm doing. And then, worst comes to worst, he might say, maybe I should also look for another role. That makes him feel proactive. But what happens when you do all these things? You are working on task, time, relationship, self-reflection, career direction. The problem is there is no single intervention anymore. It's chaos. If everything is changing, nothing is being tested. And in the process, you really do not know what is happening. They cannot tell what caused the improvement of failure. After 2 weeks, mood is still unstable. Some days you feel better, some worse. No clarity on what helped. Was it coming early? Was it the new project? Was it the journaling? What was the result because of? You don't know. Confusion, frustration, and abandonment. Learning dies when causality is unclear. When the reason for what is happening is unclear, you will not be able to learn anything. And this will create psychological and social resistance. People will start wondering, why is he behaving differently? Colleagues feel threatened because suddenly your behavior has changed. You feel that you are being watched and judged. And there is a social cost to every behavior. The result is resistance increases with visibility, not with change. And this will trigger an identity fear. You'll start thinking, am I failing? Do I even belong here? Is this the right career for me? Am I in the right job? When execution threatens identity, the brain shuts down. So this rule of changing only one variable protects clarity. When you change only one variable, you are very clear. The outcome is being affected only by this. Nothing else is working on it. Number two, the outcome might be positive or negative. If it is negative, you leave that variable and go to the next variable. But at least you know that what this variable is doing. You feel safety because the decision is in your hand. There is no confusion. You can always reverse it without any major damage. And the learning is absolute. You put the 3-question decision filter. Number 1, is the problem about what I'm doing? When does this question come? When the task feels misaligned, when it is boring, when it is repetitive and imposed. Many people do the same thing, but they don't feel bored. In which case, the question will not come, what I'm doing. For this, when it is a question of a task, when the question is what I'm doing, choose task crafting. Is the problem about people or interactions? When you have questions on visibility, if you feel that you are not visible in the office or in the family, you are ignored, you are not getting the importance that you should. If there is a trust deficit, people do not trust you, you are unable to trust people. If there is a feedback deficit, people do not talk to you openly about what you are doing, or you find it difficult to talk to others about what they are doing. If there is a dependency problem, you are unable to depend upon people, or people don't want to depend on you, and there is a lot of conflict. Time to choose relational crafting. And when the question is about how I'm interpreting the situation, you are in a particular position, but you really do not understand whether really you are doing what the position calls from you. You have an identity crisis. You don't feel you are being, you are in the position and that is what you are. Your assumptions are not correct. Expectations are not being fulfilled. And the self-talk is very recriminatory. You are blaming yourself constantly. It is time to choose cognitive crafting. Now let us go to the 10 psychological deficits. Is it clear or are you having difficulty in understanding so far?
Can you bring that 10 engagement slide, 10 letter slide?
It will come, don't worry. When we are going,
Yeah.
see, now the questions will come one by one. That was just, what do you call it, a waterfall cascade. Now we will take each one of them and see what it really means, what has happened within you. When I say is a need fulfilled, you need to understand now what is this? How do you know whether your need is being fulfilled or not? What you have done. You see,
Right.
Mr. Ashne, no one else in this world is responsible for the problems you are or I am in. There is only one person responsible. Who is that person?
Myself.
Yourself. So something is going wrong within us. There's no point in blaming the world. If my need is not fulfilled, if my expectations are not fulfilled, I first need to understand how the hell did this expectation come? What is the problem with this expectation? And then only we will be able to craft. Now someone might say, I am not being respected in my office. That means what? You have an expectation that you should be respected. Correct?
Right.
Where did this come from?
From my feelings.
How? Can you tell me? See, it's very difficult. Now you will see where the problem really lies. See, for each of these 10 questions, the answers will be vague if you don't know what really has happened within you. Have you any agreement with the surrounding that you are working in that whatever you do will be acknowledged in a way that you will be able to understand that acknowledgement?
Right. It will be acknowledged. I have to understand my expectations that way, regulate my expectations that way.
Your expectations will have to enter into an agreement with the person with whom the expectation is linked.
Right.
A person gets married. He has an expectation that his wife or spouse will respect him. Did he convey it? Then that person will tell, I will respect you provided you behave this way, because there will be a counter requirement also.
Right.
Without that counter requirement, it will not work. You cannot, you have to earn your respect.
True.
So you see, in each of these cases, in all these 10 cases, the psychological deficit is arising because of a particular twist. And that twist is what you will first be told about. You analyze it, find out whether it is correct that, and then implement the experiment. You will find drastic results in 2 weeks.
Actually, my experience is 70-80% times I am able to understand what I have to change. But again, doing that change is not that much comfortable or
No, it'll
that
be very
becomes the
comfortable
problem.
now. Don't worry, it will be so comfortable. You'll
Okay.
wonder why the hell did you think about it earlier. It is as simple as that. I can tell you this one.
Okay.
This is all. You see, the beauty of cognitive science is it is goddamn simple.
Fine.
You will see. At any point you can stop me and ask. I will explain it to you. No problem. So let's move to the first letter. What is the first letter? The first letter is E. Expectation. What is it? It is a cognitive thing, isn't it? Expectation is purely cognitive. It is not relational or a task. Even though both are involved in it, you do a particular task and the people around you fulfill the expectation that you have by which you have done it. So what are the things in this expectation? Where my role, growth, recognition, impact ever clear. That means, was your expectation from your role clear in your mind? Was the expectations of growth clear in your mind? Were your expectations of recognition clear in your mind? Was the expectation of impact of what you are doing clear in your mind? If it is not clear to you, how will your expectation get fulfilled? Are you understanding the question?
Yes.
Any questions in this?
Arun sir,
Actually, these are not limited to me only. Na? I have certain
Only
expectations, but
to you. You forget others. Talk only about you. Value clear. This is the expectation you had from your role. Let us say you are a scientist. What is your expectation from your role as a scientist? You forget what the company wants. What is your expectation? Company is going to tell you something. You leave that. The psychological deficit is not in the company. The company is not an entity. It is not an individual. It's an entity. It's a group of people. Your expectations. Supposing you are frustrated in your job. A person is frustrated in his job. Why is he frustrated? One of the things could be that the job is not measuring up to his expectation. Am I right?
right,
That means he does not have adequate freedom in doing his job, correct?
right,
Supposing there is a soldier. He is frustrated in being a soldier. His expectation in his role is that he should be able to go and kill the enemy. He is unable to fulfill it. Is he right in that expectation? In the absence of a war, will he be able to go and kill an enemy? Can he just pick up his rifle and fire just because he expects that his role allows him the freedom to do so? A doctor is there. Is he not bound by certain ethical rules in treating a patient? Is he clear about the expectations of his role? So you see, you need to be very clear what is the expectations of the role, growth, recognition, impact. Now the question might come that this is all very tricky and very vague, isn't it so? So what does this really mean? How did this come about? It came about because of the internal stories that you told yourself before you entered, before it became an agreement with the surrounding. You told yourself a story. I am a scientist. I should be able to invent things. I am a soldier. My job is to protect my country by killing enemies. These are internal stories that you told yourself. So what is the solution? For the next 14 days, write down one expectation you are carrying silently. One expectation which is not getting fulfilled, which is troubling you. Write it down. Was this explicitly agreed upon? Change interpretation of assumption. A soldier who has an assumption that his job is to kill the enemy, like Patton said, no one did anything by dying for his country. He did it by killing the enemy. Is that true? It sounds very nice to hear. But is it really true? Protecting the country does not mean killing the enemy. Creating a deterrence is also protecting the country. So when you start challenging the assumptions that you have got, the expectations that you have created for yourself, through the internal stories you are telling yourself, most doctors have a very serious problem. What is the problem? In our country, in many advanced countries, this problem could be overcome with great difficulty. But this problem exists even today in our country. Can any one of you tell me what is that problem? Doctors want to be treated like God. They think you should not question them about anything. They don't realize that they are service people. They are not masters. In foreign and advanced countries, doctors are expected to clearly explain to the patient the treatment protocol which they are executing, the outcome of the treatment, the problems associated with the treatment, all these things, the doctors are expected to explain to the patient, and in case they don't, they can be penalized very seriously. But in our country, no. They think I am God. What I have said is final. And when patients react to a doctor not responding to them adequately, they go on strike. They say our protection. What protection? Do you realize the patient needs protection at your hands? So you see, this is one place where the internal stories they have told, they have throughout been told that a God is a life-giving person. He is second to God. He should be treated with respect. He is also doing whatever he is doing for his livelihood as much as an engineer does or a lawyer does. He requires to be respected as much as any other professional and not more than that. There is no necessity for an individual to be respected more than that. But the internal stories he has told himself has created an inflated sense of importance and expectation in his mind, and that can create problems, and that does. In many cases, this happens.
Sir, but in NABH accreditation, that is National Accreditation Board for Hospitality and Healthcare Providers, all doctors every day they are bound to their NOK. The NOK need to be counseled at least twice a day, morning and evenings. Next of kin.
Now, you see, all these accreditations and other things are recent phenomena, isn't it, Suri sir?
Yes, last around, I think I am aware around 5 to 6 years back, 10 years back.
Okay, and second thing is what? You ask our doctor more than one question, one retort will come from him.
Yes.
I don't know how many of you have heard this. You are a doctor, I am a doctor.
I experienced it, sir.
See, you have, imagine a person of your stature.
Then he asked me,
a research scientist in DRDO, consultant, such a high level. If you can face this, imagine what will happen to ordinary people.
Because then he said, you asked too many questions. Then
why shouldn't I?
Then I asked him, I am not convinced unless until I am clear, I don't want to get convinced. I don't want to understand what I want to understand what you're doing. He said that then I told him, if you don't answer, I got a Google with me. I'll get all the answers from Google.
See, that's what I'm telling you. You see, these are internal stories that they have told themselves. So everyone, see, the same thing is applicable for everyone, for you, for me, for a doctor, for an advocate, for an engineer, for everyone, the same things are applicable. Our expectations have been created by internal stories that we have told ourselves before we have got into an agreement with the surrounding.
Yes, sir.
And the surrounding is not in agreement with it because of those internal stories. Outcome is our expectations we are unable to achieve. And there is disengagement. When repeatedly you fail in achieving your expectation, what will happen? You feel frustrated. So nothing, take one simple expectation. Take one simple expectation. Sit down, write it in a piece of paper. Ask yourself, was this expectation explicitly agreed upon? And then change the interpretation of it. If you find that it has not been agreed upon, change it. Once you do that, the interpretation of the assumption is changed. And the new expectation will be more rational, will be less troubling, and it will release the bonds which are tightening around you. Second is need. Which of my core need is currently unmet? Security, autonomy, growth, meaning, recognition. You have a need for respect. Let us say you have a need for respect. And you feel it is not being met at home. Your wife does not jump the moment you say. Your children do not listen to you at the first, thing you say. What happens? You get disturbed. You say, "Ghar mein mere koi jagah nahi hai. Nobody is listening to me. Nobody cares." Isn't that what you feel? No response.
Yes, sir. Daily we are facing. Daily we are facing it.
Very true, sir.
Daily we are facing. So what are these needs? So what is the real thing which is happening here? What is the solution? Please understand one thing. Needs are best met by redesigning work rather than by demanding care. What we are doing, we are demanding care. That is, by our behavior, our needs should be fulfilled. You can't demand something. So what do? Pick one task that feels frustrating, redesign it so that it fits your need for focus or variety. Anything, any one thing you take up that your need is not being fulfilled. Pick one task that makes you feel frustrating and redesign.
Coffee.
I request everyone to kindly mute their audio. Okay, pick one task that feels frustrating and redesign it so that it fits your need for focus or variety. Let's see an example. Let us say you are not finding adequate importance in your work. Instead of handling all emails as they arrive, batch them into one 45-minute block. Task design satisfies a personal need without asking others to change. You see, you cannot, in fulfilling your need, ask others to change their behavior. That will not work. You will have to redesign your task. So what you can do is, you can, instead of handling all emails as they arrive, batch them into one 45-minute block. Every 45 minutes, once in 45 minutes or once in 1 hour, check your email inbox. Whatever has to be replied, then close it, go away. Now, for the next 1 hour, don't look at it. Your need for control has come. A personal need for control you have been able to achieve. This is a small beginning. Like this, slowly in all the aspects of need, you can start controlling. You will feel secure. You know that I have attended to all the things. Again, I will attend to it after 1 hour. Security is taken care of. Autonomy, you have decided you will do it only once in an hour. So you are doing it. So that control is there. There is meaning to it. You have released all the entire time, other 1 hour, to doing other things. And over a period of time, people will understand that this man will reply once in an hour. Supposing I send the mail at 12:15, I know I will not get the reply from that person till 2 o'clock. But 2 o'clock, he will attend to that mail and reply to me. So you see, everything, the need, every aspect of it will be attended to. The third, goals, cognitive. Do my current goals still energize me, or do they feel imposed? This is one major problem people have, isn't it? Am I right in assuming that this problem exists in people?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yes.
Yogesh ji, do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now, why does this happen? Why do goals sap your energy? Why do you feel that those goals have been imposed upon you? What is the reason? Have you ever thought about it? Friends, please mute your audios. Mr. Karpusamy. Thank you. Why do you think this has happened? Goals, pain usually comes from interpretation, not absence. Goals will always be there, but how you interpret it will decide whether it is going to sap your energy or give you energy. So what do? For 2 weeks, treat your goal as an experiment, not a judgment of your worth. Rewrite internally. Let us say you have a target which you have to achieve. This target is becoming a problem. You are doing things in a particular way, and you have a thing in your mind that you have to hit the target. Now reinterpret it. Rewrite that internally from I must hit this target to let's see what happens if I try this approach. Meaning assigned to the goal. Assign a meaning, a particular meaning to the goal. Very simple thing. Mr. Yogesh is a ISO certifying, consultant. He helps companies get ISO certification. He has a very big challenge in front of him. Let us assume that he has a problem here. I have to get more clients for certification, and this goal is becoming a problem for him. What can he do? Instead of saying, I help companies achieve certification, if he were to start thinking, I help companies image building by adding certification. Now what happens? Are you getting my point, Yogesh? I help companies generate more revenue by becoming more acceptable to the customer through certification. That is another way you can look at it. The third way you can look at it is I help companies develop better processes by identifying lacunas and removing them in their certification process. See, there are so many different ways you can rephrase, the cognitive crafting can be done so that you develop new meaning for what you're doing. Your goal becomes totally different. Your goal is no more helping companies get ISO certification. Then, the story becomes different. Your expression becomes different. Your acceptance becomes different. See, again, for 2 weeks, treat your goal as an experiment, not a judgment of your worth. Rewrite internally instead of I must hit this target. Instead of saying I must help companies get certification, tell them, let me see if I can help them build a better image in the marketplace through getting a certification. Meaning assigned to goals. ENGA, autonomy, task. How much control do I have over how I work or live? How many of you have autonomy problem? You feel that you are doing something which others have imposed on you. I think most of us have that, isn't it?
It will be there, sir, for most of.
Huh?
Most of us will have this.
And when we have this, what happens?
We feel someone is interfering into our business and they're disturbing us. All these things will happen.
We feel helpless. Correct? We feel like a puppet. Then what is the solution? Can any one of you think of a solution for this?
Can I be a contributor?
No. You are a contributor. When you are doing something which others are telling you, they are asking only contribution from you, na?
Sir, in my view, the Lakshman Rekha need to be, the clarity need to be there. Which are the areas where I will be deciding, which are the areas I will open for discussion. This clarity is there, then I think this problem of autonomy can be overcome.
Also, I think we can stop comparing ourselves with others and try to create benchmark for oneself rather than comparing with others.
What is this autonomy?
Independence, taking the decisions.
Who is the world's best batsman?
Sachin Tendulkar.
Excellent. So, Sachin Tendulkar is the world's best batsman, right? He is going out to bat. Sourav Ganguly is his captain. What do you think Sourav Ganguly, what job has Sourav Ganguly given him?
Go and bet.
Go and score runs.
Mm.
Correct or not?
Yes.
So does Sachin have autonomy?
Yes.
Yes.
How? How?
He can decide which ball to hit, which ball
He
to.
has to choose
Correct. So autonomy does not mean what you will do. Autonomy means how you will do it. Saurav doesn't tell him you will score runs only through square drives. Saurav only tells him go and score runs. Your company has told you to do a particular job. Did it tell you this is the way you have to do it? See, this is where the problem comes in our understanding of autonomy. How much control do I have over how I work or live? You have to first understand this will increase most rapidly by changing how tasks are performed. If a particular way you are performing a task is not giving you autonomy, it means you are not doing the job in the way it should be done. The more you start doing things, the more this autonomy will keep on increasing. Decide the order in which you do your task each day for 14 days.
Arun sir,
Yes.
it depends autonomy.
I was
also-
expecting this question from you. You see, most people who are in project management will have a problem with this. Because everything you think is laid down, isn't it?
Yeah. That is the one thing, sir. This autonomy also depend on the designation also. No, sometimes if the designation different, if the more autonomy will be there, you can do in a very different way. That is
What is designation?
Like an example, project manager having that different
What is
autonomy.
designation?
Position.
Position, role,
Identity.
identity, correct.
Now, this identity is for a narration, is a narrative, isn't it?
Yeah.
You have, see, you are, let us say you are deputy general manager. What does it mean?
This is identity. My role.
What is your role?
My role is generally here quality head QA, quality assurance.
No, what is your role? Again, identity. Head QA is identity. Tell me the role.
Yeah. What is the controlling this quality assurance process, quality control process to meet the customer
Guiding
requirement?
people to achieve a certain level of quality is your role. Isn't it? Correct or not?
Yes, sir.
In guiding people in achieving a certain level of quality, you can do it in so many different ways.
Yes.
There could be a collaborative way of doing it. There could be an advisory way of doing it. There could be an instructive way of doing it. There could be a didactic way of doing it. Am I right or wrong?
Yes, sir.
Which way do you adopt? If that is not, that is creating problem and you feel you don't have control. Let us say you are a person who tells people, do like this, do like that. And they don't follow it. Do you feel that you have control? That is when you will feel nobody is listening to me. I have no control. But if you were to ask them, they were to tell you how they would prefer to do it and you approve or modify it, do you think there will be greater chances of success there?
Yes.
Now you are developing more control, more autonomy.
Yes, sir.
Where is the fault? In the way you are doing, or really there is no control?
No, if you give the autonomy to the individual, that the clarity and that perfection will be different and involved engagement will be different. That's only my understanding.
That's why I said all these are only for you. Each individual will have to answer these questions for himself and find out the answer to it. I cannot live your life, you cannot live my life. For me, autonomy in my work may mean something entirely different.
Here
But the
my
thing
question, sir.
is,
Here my question is that it is if individual in family, in the office, it will be same. Somewhat will be difference also will be there. That is my understanding. Sometimes no, your company means we have influenced by so many things. Autonomy, we also sometimes it is not possible due to the our reporting officer. Maybe sometimes it may differently guide. Maybe that is my understanding.
no, that's what I'm telling. It is wrong. This idea itself is wrong. Be
Okay,
it family, be it society, be it office, autonomy means only one thing. How you do things. That is the only power you have. How you do what you have been asked to do is the only autonomy you have. You will be asked to do things, be it at family or at in the office or in society. There are prescribed things. You have to do that. But how you do it, that right you have got. That power you have got to decide. And that is where the autonomy comes in. You can't say, I don't have any autonomy at home. People are expecting me to do these things, but I don't like doing those things. I want to do only these things. No.
But again, sir, what you told before, no, as a prior, no, already everything is a SOPs are laid down, every process is laid down in the company. Generally, we have to follow that process. Changing, altering to that is.
Expecting this question, expecting this from you, I have created a slide. The last but one slide is exclusively for you. That you will understand everything. The last but one slide is exclusively for Mr. Hanumantrao Mudmal only.
Thank you. Sorry, thank you, sir.
But for now, please understand that Autonomy increases most rapidly by changing how tasks are performed. The more you learn how to perform tasks differently, the more you will feel you are developing control. So for that, what you need to do, decide the order in which you do your task each day for the next 14 days. That will ensure that there is no role change, no permission change, no announcement. You are only changing the task sequencing. And this task sequencing control, which you are taking in your own hand, will ensure that psychologically this lack of autonomy which you are feeling will go away. Please understand one thing, all these are psychological in nature. You have to tweak that. See, task crafting. Why is it that people get disengaged or frustrated and disappointed and unhappy? That's all bad. Where is it happening? It's happening inside your head. Between the 2 years, it is happening. So that is where you have to address it. You can't go and address it outside. That brings us to the next one, growth. So how do you address this? Am I learning, stretching, or improving over last year, last month, last week? How does growth come? Have you ever thought about it? There are so many highly accomplished people here. I would like them to answer me. How do you evaluate growth?
This upgradation of the skills and what is the result outcome.
How do you do it? So are you growing? Supposing, let us say, Hanumanji, you feel you are not growing. What should you do? Rajanji, tell me.
Finding
What should
out
you do?
finding out what can be done with more networking, with more studies, and
Understand the
doing
gap.
that. Yeah.
Recognition, salary,
Huh?
position, status.
Everything
No,
outside.
not that way. Not that
So
way.
Also take
Raghavan sir's
feedback.
only Raghavan sir
Take
is
feedback.
saying, leave me alone, get me everything from outside. What entitlement, Raghavan sir. Yes, Maushami ji.
No, also I was talking about taking feedback from people. That
How do
also
you know
will
they
not.
are telling the truth? How do you know they are telling the truth? I ask you feedback and you say, oh, excellent. How
So
do I know
doing
you're
a
speaking the truth?
anonymous confidential feedback will really help people to open up more rather than
Even in a
feeling direct.
confidential feedback, how do you know they are speaking the truth?
Yeah.
Sir,
How do you know?
Arun sir, when we're example, I see when we're attended training, no, sometimes any training, so many departments, people will come, no. There also we can realize there's something where I am lacking or something I got the gap. I have to update this communication skills, maybe some technical skills.
Again, outside. Why are you going outside?
Inside.
I told you, na?
Inside.
Nothing where you depend outside is going to work.
Taking responsibility, like looking at the inner locus of control, seeking feedback, or maybe
Again,
compounding habits.
feedback.
Inner on mind.
Joy of living.
Explain to me in simple language which I understand. What will you do?
Joy of living.
Oh, great. Your next Ravi Shankar in the making. He said art of living, you are telling joy of living. See, this is where the problem comes. Because we really do not know what it really means. How do you grow?
Self-satisfaction will be there, no, sir. When I'm not satisfied myself.
I'll ask you a simple question. No, you'll understand. You want to build muscles. What do?
Exercise.
Hit the gym.
Hit the gym. What do you do in the gym?
You have to be consistent.
You keep on increasing the level of strain, right?
Gradually.
tomorrow you lift 7 kgs. What are you doing? You are stretching within the work that you are doing. That is how you create growth.
Continual improvement.
What have I done
Continuous
better than the last time?
stretching, improvement. Don't go and start measuring it. Stretch. For instance, now Maushmiji was telling that, growth, what does growth, I think she's a trainer. Am I right, Maushmiji?
Which one, sir? Yeah.
Are you a trainer?
Yeah, I'm a trainer, sir.
Okay. So she's a trainer. She gives presentations. Suddenly she decides, I will give presentations without any slides. What has she done? She has challenged herself to communicate her message without a prop which she used to do. What did she do? She stretched her capability. And in the process, what will happen? She will have to develop strengths and capabilities in areas which will make up for the absence of the slides. Growth happens. Is it clear?
Capability building, sir. Capability building.
Capability building. So, growth requires stretching within the existing work. Add one stretch element to a task you already do well. Don't do it with a task which you are not doing well. You are doing something exceedingly well. Now stretch one element within that. For the next 14 days, stretch one element. Present without slides, solve the problem before seeking assistance. Decide that I will present without slides. And then see what are the problems which will come and solve those by yourself without asking for assistance. Challenge level of the task. Increase. What you have changed here? You have changed the challenge level of the task. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Whatever you are doing, what is it you do very well? Put in an extra challenge into it. Say, I will do it like this. So that, you will be challenged. You'll be forced to move out of your comfort zone. What you are doing very well, the tendency, that will become your comfort zone. What you are doing exceedingly well, that will become your comfort zone. Then what happens? You don't grow. You get blocked within that.
Sir, I don't say you are adding the skill only, here also.
Yeah, you are increasing the skill.
Yeah, addition of the skills, new skills.
Adding
talent,
aspects
new talent.
to that skill. Yeah. But within the task that you are already doing very well, you have to do it.
Enhancing the
You are
skill.
not going and learning something new. You are
Enhancing the skill.
enhancing your skill in something which you are already very good at. Now, energy. What consistently drains my energy? Energy drains and gains, where are they?
That could be my repetitive tasks. That is there.
Any task. When you do something which you like very much, you gain energy. When you do something which you don't like, it drains your energy. What you do, if you like it, you gain energy. If you don't like it, it drains your energy. But remember one thing. This also has got a time element in it. So what do you do?
Arun sir, sorry. But
Okay.
as per my job description, that I have to do that repeated work as per my job description or by my role. But how I can? But only I can change the methodology of doing that work in a different, innovative way. Like
One is you can change the sequence of doing it.
Mhm.
The method you can change. Is there anything else you can change?
Yeah, that is only in my hand. That is my.
There is the autonomy.
Automating the tasks, if possible.
So that is a different thing altogether. Automating a task is, then you are not doing it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
to
but
whatever extent.
distillation I'm
Whatever
doing.
extent.
Distillation. Why means I go ahead to the bore work?
You see, supposing a task drains your energy.
That's all
One thing
examples.
that you can do is, you see, energy drains and gains are embedded in tasks. So what do? Identify one task that drains you and schedule it at a time of the day you feel most alert. For example, write reports at 10 to 11 a.m. instead of after lunch. After lunch, when you are having that postprandial, numbing of the brain, if you try to write reports, it will drain your energy. But right in the morning when you are fresh, you write, you will be very creative. You will want to express more. You will want to communicate more. The report will also be more meaningful and it will also not drain you so much. So try to find out which time if I do this, it will not drain my energy. The job has to be done by you. There is a saying in Tamil. I don't know how many people understand Tamil, I don't know here, but there is a saying, "Ayudu avadam pulla peranum." That means a pregnant lady, even if she cries, only she has to deliver. So you see, you will only have to do your work. No one else can come and do it. If you are allowing that work to drain your energy, it only means you are doing it at the wrong time and in the wrong environment. First change the time, then change the environment.
I'm telling that is a method I will change, sir. Method I will change.
You see,
Method.
there are multiple ways you can do it. It can come in relational crafting also under different sequence. I'll tell you how. Very simple. Let us say you have to go every day morning to buy vegetable. That problem people have now.
Yeah.
Do you like it? Get up in the morning, first thing, brush your teeth, have a cup of coffee, take a bag and go to the market to buy vegetable. Do you like it? Is it draining your energy? But now what happens? Now you see, change the time. You can't go in the afternoon to buy vegetables. You'll have to go in the morning only. Otherwise, the vegetables will become stale and the fresh ones will be taken away by others. Nothing can be done. What solution is there? That is where relational crafting will come in. If you are going alone, you can tell your wife, you come with me, we will take a walk, we will chit chat and go buy and come. Now you see a collaborative thing.
No,
Now
Blinkit we can put, sir. Blinkit is their option now.
That means money will go.
Just tell me,
Then
sir.
again, that is not crafting, that you are outsourcing.
Yeah.
So you see, there are ways of ensuring that these things can be handled in such a way. The best is, if you want to craft the task, craft it by changing. I said now there are 4 things: time, method, person. Correct or not? So you see, the relationship also you can use in this. You can do a relational crafting also in this. But only thing is, identify a task that drains you and schedule it at a time of the day you feel most alert. And if that time is not suitable, see whether you can rope in someone else to collaborate with you so that the drain is not there. That person will also be able to contribute something towards making the task more pleasant. Or see if the method can be changed by which the drain will go, more creativity will come into it. Are you getting my point? But all this is involved with crafting that task. A meaning cognitive. Why does this role, work, or phase of life matter to me now? Many of us feel, that we are not doing what we were meant to do. We have studied something, we land up in doing something else. That does not give us adequate amount of recognition, adequate amount of money, adequate amount of satisfaction. We really do not know. We feel that our life is being wasted. Does this happen? Does this occur?
Sir. Yes, sir. But yeah, Arun sir, we can change the department change also. When the possibility is there, no, I can change my department. I will go to the, when is not a meaning, I'm not able to search in that that department. I can go to the other department also.
Again, you are looking outside. What did I tell you?
Inside only.
Look
Possibility.
within you. No possibility. Why should your boss change your department because you are dissatisfied? He will remove you and take someone else. That is better for him, na? Why, shift a problem from one place to another?
Yeah, shuffling is there, sir, in our company. Sometimes somewhere will do, some people. And just I'm telling it is outside.
See, I don't
What
want to
is
get
the
into all
guarantee
those.
that department also is satisfaction for you?
Then he will again shift another department.
No, I got, sir.
Now tell me, what is the solution here? Huh? Have you ever realized that meaning is assigned by you before it is discovered? You have assigned the meaning to what you are doing.
True.
And the moment you change what you have given, the whole thing changes. For a simple thing, let me give you an example. The other day when we were discussing, on the platform, when I addressed Mr. Ram as a trainer, what did he say? He said, I don't see myself as a trainer, I see myself as a facilitator. Correct or not?
Yes, sir.
He assigned a different meaning to what he was doing. And in assigning a different meaning to what he was doing, he elevated what he was doing hierarchically and operationally. See, as a facilitator, he redefined the objectives.
Yeah, understand.
Correct or not? So you see, this is one thing we need to understand, that we assign. You are assigning the meaning to the role that you are doing.
Sir, Arun sir, I have a question here also.
Yes.
Example, to assigning that also to our mindset or something, what you will call. No? For that also, attributes also require, personal attributes, some attitude problem, person also be to redefine that role, meaning, that is also come in the mind. No?
You see, why are you in the role that you are in?
Sir?
Why are you in the role that you find yourself in?
Just I'm asking the common question, sir. That's one.
Then I am also asking a very common question only. Why is any of us in the role that we are in?
We have chosen it, sir.
Money.
Because we are good only in that.
We are competent in that.
Rajan ji is good at renewable energy. He is in that role.
Yeah.
Correct? Mr. Elimale Murugesan is good in the textile industry. So he is a consultant in the textile industry. Suri sir is a commander in the Navy with a scientific background. He is a consultant in DRDO. So you see, each one of us has taken up a role because we are good at that, and then we apply for that job, we are interviewed and we are given that job, isn't it?
Yes.
Now, what is the point in asking, why am I here? Having got that job, you only assigned a meaning to that job. The job has only deliverables. It does not have meanings. Am I right or wrong?
Yes, sir.
A doctor has to deliver good health. He has assigned the meaning of being a god to his job. A physician is not a god. He is a person who provides good health. He treats diseased conditions. See, the one person was, breaking a mason. He was breaking stones. Someone asked him, "What are you doing?" He has a choice. He can say, "I am breaking stones." He can say, "I am making a building." He can say, "I am making a house." Or in all the three cases, he will be right. But all the three will depend upon what meaning he is assigning to what he is doing. Are you getting my point, Mr. Mohammed?
Yeah, that I got, sir.
So why does this role, work, or phase of life matter to me now will depend upon what meaning you have assigned to it. So what can you do? You can, at the end of the day, each day, write in one sentence, who did my work help today? The meaning will become totally different. In the case study, you remember when we were talking about employee engagement in the last class, in the case study, the newly appointed CEO, she brings in a client to tell how their product affected the customers. What was she doing? She was assigning meaning to the work that the individuals were doing or the company was doing. This does not require any job change or life redesign. It only requires the meaning lens to be viewed in a different way. We are all family people here, all of us. How many of us have, at the end of the day, asked the question, how we have helped the family today? Has any one of us ever asked? Huh? The moment you ask that question, do you realize what impact it will have on you?
Yeah.
Life becomes, the meaning becomes different. Your life becomes meaningful now. Who was helped in my family by me today? How did I help them? You become an important person for them then. You realize how important you are. The entire meaning of the relationship changes. You are no more a husband, you are no more a father, you are no more a son. You become something entirely different. So by asking this one simple question at the end of each day, write one sentence. Who did my work help today? Tell me one thing, Anman sir. You have been working in that company as a head of quality control, in charge of 7 units in India, 1 in Singapore for so many years. Have you ever asked this question, who you helped today with your work?
Yes, sir. No,
What
always
answer did you
I will see the always I meaning how we can value creation can I do for my company.
No. Who you helped specifically did you ask?
Means, sir, I didn't understand.
Did you ask specifically to yourself, who did I help with my work today? How
Yes.
did I help? How
Yes,
did my work
Like if
affect
some material has got rejected due to, say, wrong specification or wrong testing or wrong person at the testing bench. So you can correct that situation and help the vendor so that his
that is a
Go
process.
beyond that, Rajanji. Go beyond that.
That we are doing continuously. That is the process of the job description.
Baba, go beyond all that. At the end point, who did you help?
Like the work happened in the right time due to the right delivery or right
Customer,
goods.
That is
customer,
very short term. Go to the end.
customer, end user.
Okay, okay. And suppose it is going for a building to be made, then that building could be made properly at the right time.
Go even beyond that.
Helping self.
Go
Society,
beyond that. See,
society,
supposing you
country.
are breaking stones.
The end user, sir.
End user,
Oper-
how did you help him?
Operation Sindur, sir.
You helped
Brahmos,
build a
Brahmos,
house.
Brahmos.
No, yes, that is one thing. You protected the country.
Yes.
You saved so many lives. Huh? And then supposing you see when you corrected an anomaly in a production and that was not sent, if it had been sent, how many families would have got affected?
Yeah. Where do product
How many
become?
lives would have got affected?
Correct.
When you
Effect
build
was.
a good house, how many families will live securely in that house? When you start thinking like this, what happens?
Yeah, different.
When you create renewable energy, how many children will be able to study without their family members, having to suffer power cuts
Sustainable
or high
development.
electricity bills? How
Yes,
many families' economy is being impacted? When you start thinking like this, the meaning of your work becomes entirely different because that is the truth. Everything else assigned by you is false. That is short-sighted. But if your work is helping someone, that is a truth. That will change the meaning of the work that you are doing. When a doctor thinks I am God, he is assigning a different meaning. When he thinks my work today has saved that family, that small child, now his parents will be able to enjoy his presence throughout their life, entirely changed.
Nowadays, this becomes common with the startup pitch deck.
I beg your pardon, I couldn't get it.
Nowadays, people are putting this section in a startup pitch deck.
Yeah. See, where did they get it from? They got it from all these places only, na? This is not something which only I know. There are people, everybody is reading all these things. So many people are reading it. This is all in the public domain. And big companies are using all these techniques to drive their message.
Yes, in TCS there is a I read that TCS yesterday this many kg of food wasted, it could feed this many of people.
Yes, that's right, isn't it?
Yeah, I got, sir. Thank you, sir.
See, try to understand, when this is, in case you don't have this problem, then that doesn't matter. When you ask these questions, why does this role, work, or phase of life matter to me now? If you are unable to find an answer, that means there is a psychological deficit in this particular area. You have not been able to understand the correct meaning of what you are doing, and that will lead to disengagement and dissatisfaction. Another thing, esteem is a very big problem. Do I feel seen for what I truly contribute? People feel this, they have a very serious problem with this. That is because most of the people are not visible. They are just like chairs and tables in the house and in the office. Esteem rises only through visibility, not by self-judgment. You cannot judge who you are. Either you will, run yourself down or become a megalomaniac and think you're something damn great. You will never be balanced. No one is ever balanced about himself or herself. That is where the problem starts. So what is the solution? The solution is increase your visibility. Once a week, share one completed piece of work with a relevant person. Just with the relevant person, share one completed piece of work. Like for instance, Hanuman sir can possibly submit once a week a report to the managing director as to what he has achieved during the week in a dispassionate manner. No emotions involved in it. You are not asking for praise, just making the contribution visible. Simple. This is the percentage of error reduced. These are the production lines which were completed during the week. The last time this was the percentage of error. This is how much the percentage has been reduced this week. That's all. Or this was the wastage. This is the wastage that has been reduced. This was the output. This is the amount of output increase this week. This was the man hour lost. This is the man hour used this week. Like that, very, something which can be measured.
Like a dashboard, sir? Something?
No, you just submit a report to the boss.
Okay.
Or report to the people, to your colleagues, your peers, to the team members, so that they know what has been achieved, what you have contributed. Over a period of time, what will happen? They will start looking at you with renewed respect, that this man is able to contribute like this. And that will increase your esteem, your recognition. Because your esteem, how do you calculate? You calculate by how people interact with you. If they respect you, your self-esteem goes up. If they disrespect you, your self-esteem goes down. If they acknowledge what you have done, you feel recognized. If they don't acknowledge, they ignore you, you feel isolated and you feel invisible. So make your contribution visible. Try this for next 2 weeks. Then see what happens. Narrative. Does my current life story still fit who I believe I am becoming? Identity is a story before it is a role. You are telling a story about it. Then only the role has come. Update your self-story for one task. For instance, supposing, let us say, you are in the service sector or something, and you are struggling to communicate. Many people struggle. Instead of saying, I am struggling, they can say, I am learning to communicate better. The whole thing changes. The cognition changes. Because you see, cognitive framing is the most effective. It has deep-rooted implications because it goes and works at the subconscious level. Change the identity story. Instead of thinking I'm bad at communication, say I'm learning to communicate more clearly each day. That brings us to the last one, trust. Self-esteem, self and system cognitive. Do I trust myself to redesign my life or work? This is a very big challenge people have. People don't trust themselves to be able to do. That is where the fear factor comes, the fear of not being able to do something. Trust collapses first in interpretation, then in action. When you are unable to interpret what exactly is happening, then the trust will collapse. For instance, you see, when you don't trust yourself to be able to do something, what is the outcome? What is the outcome when you don't trust yourself to be able to do something?
Negative.
You don't do it.
Disaster.
You don't take action at all.
No action.
And what does that lead to? Poor performance. So you see, it's a vicious circle. So what do? For 14 days, treat uncertainty as incomplete data, not danger. If something is blocking you because you're not sure. You see, people who hesitate to take action are people who are unsure of what they have in their hand. And they keep on waiting till that time when they are very sure. And in the process, they lose out on the opportunity. But when you treat this uncertainty as incomplete data, not a danger, what do? Instead of this won't work, you say, I don't know yet. Risk interpretation is changed. You change the interpretation of what you have in your hand. Instead of this don't work, see, how can you decide this won't work? You've not even tried it yet. So when you say, I don't know whether this will work or not, there is still a possibility of your trying it now. Because now you are given 50% chance for it to work, 50% only for it to fail. But when you say this won't work, the whole thing is gone. Now let us look at the laws of crafting. This is mainly for you, Hanuman sir.
Yes.
The laws of crafting. This is something which people will definitely have in their mind, because everything is laid down in the world we are living in. Everything is totally laid down. The systems are laid down. The task is laid down. Am I right or not? There are very clear, very clear specifications and protocols for how you should do it. So the first is, when you can't change the system, change the task. The system cannot be changed. In big companies, they are very rigid. This is how it should be done. But the time of the task, the method of the task, with whom you are doing the task, that can be changed. If the task, when you can't change the task, change the relationship. Let us say the task cannot be changed. You change the relationship. And when you can't change both, change the lens by which you are looking at it. So first is task crafting. Second is relationship crafting. Third is cognitive crafting. What does this mean? When you can't change the system, change the task. If policies, rules, and external structures are fixed, you can't change the policy. You can't change the rules. You can't change the structure. Consider redesigning what you do or how you do it. Like I was telling you, the emails. You can't stop your manager for sending emails at whenever he wants.
45
But
minutes.
you can batch them into slots and reply to them.
Every hour.
You need not reply. Every time an email comes, you need not reply.
Yes.
Household chores. You can't change that dishes must be done daily. But you can switch the order in which you can wash the dishes. You see, in US, you don't have housemates. You have to wash and do everything. So it was a very big challenge. Here, we don't do anything. Everything is done. So now what I used to do, I used to first clean that, as and when I used to eat something, I used to clean it and keep it. What happens? The accumulation of utensils is not there. And when some amount of utensils get accumulated in the night, I will wash all the glasses and other things which are easy to wash, keep it and run away. So that the trickier things are washed by others. So you see, you can do these things so that, you are much more comfortable. If policies, rules, and external structures are fixed, consider redesigning what you do or how you do it. The next is, when you can't change the task, change the relationship. What does it mean? It means if the task itself can't be altered, change how or with whom you do it and how others perceive it. For instance, you say in quality control, the task itself you can't alter. because that is fixed. Then only you will know whether the thing is passing or not. But now what you can do, you can change how you approach it, when you do it, with whom you do it. And above all, you can assign a meaning to it by looking at how it is helping someone. When you can't change both, you can't change the task, you can't change the system, both are fixed. You can't alter the task or the people, shift how you perceive it. This is another very important way of doing it. Meaning,
Meaningless.
see, for instance, you see, you are commuting to the office. You can't change the time when you are going. You have to go in the morning. You can't make the traffic disappear. The traffic will be there. What can you do? You can change commuting to office lens into a learning lens. Listen to a podcast, hear audiobooks. That is what most people do nowadays, isn't it? Turning travel frustration into a learning or an entertainment. You have to write reports. You don't like writing reports. But that is a rule which you cannot overcome. You will have to do it. So what can you do? You can treat this as a trend understanding exercise, as a performance matrix, because that gives you an opportunity to collate all the performance of that time together so that you will be able to see how you have done in that month. So don't think of it as writing a report. Think of it as reviewing your performance. You are changing the lens. Take the job you have and turn it into the job you want. You see, very few people are lucky to get the job that they want. But the intelligent ones take the job that they have and turn it into the job that they want. Remember, disengagement is not a failure of capability. It is a feedback from your inner system asking for a redesign. Thank you, friends, for a patient attendance for the entire engagement course. I think on first we have got the value, one portion of it was left out, that we'll complete that. And from 5th of January, we are starting the storytelling course. I look forward to your presence in that. If there is any question, you may feel free to ask. I hope you all will be able to take benefit of this and do a crafting of your life.
From my understanding, it is felt that it is all based on self-care and self-evaluation, sir.
That's all.
Be-
It is you. No one else matters in this world. Your happiness is your business. Your success is your business.
How to make the interesting, how to make interesting your role and a job and a purpose, and improve the value creation. Am I right, sir? Improve the value creation, value protection, I can call.
Make your life meaningful.
Yeah,
simple,
meaningful.
one sentence. You want to be successful in life? You want
Not
to be
only our life is meaningful, and making the company also will be different, no, sir? Ultimately.
Again, forget the company.
Okay.
Every drop adds to the ocean. Every drop adds to the ocean. Remember that. 1 and 1 only makes 1,000,000. When a baby is born, his life at that time is 0. From there, 1 minute, 2 minutes, 1 hour, 2 hour, 1 day, 1 week, 1 month, 1 year. Then you have the first birthday, second birthday, third birthday. It keeps on adding. You have to take care of yourself, Mr. Hanuman. Nobody else is going to do it for you. And the more you depend upon others, the more it will become a disaster. Be absolutely sure of it. But when you learn how to craft your life, your task, your relations, and your, thinking, the cognition, life will become meaningful. It will become very productive. And the most beautiful thing is, you know what? You will live long. You will be healthy, mentally, physically. You will feel satisfied. You will feel happy. You will not have a moment of loneliness. All these are priceless, I'm telling you. Today you are in the prime of your life, so it might not appear that important, but believe me, 10 years down the line, you will understand what I'm saying. So understanding these 10 elements, these 10 psychological factors, which can affect you seriously, and they are affecting everyone to a lesser or greater extent. If you try this, definitely you will feel very satisfied, comfortable, and it is all in your hand. You're not depending on anyone else. When you're crafting your task, you are doing it, isn't it? You're not depending on someone else to come and do it for you. When you are redefining your relationship, you are doing it. You're not asking that person to redefine. When you assign a new meaning to respect, you're not going and begging someone, please respect me. You are assigning a different meaning to it, and in the process, you are ensuring that you are respected. When you assign a meaning to your work, what you have done today, at the end of the day, you sit down and you ask yourself, who did I help today with this work? The other person may not know you have helped him, but that does not change the fact that you have helped him. Na? Yeah? His ignorance is not your responsibility. And that you have been able to touch a life maybe thousands of miles away will give you that degree of satisfaction, comfort, and self-esteem, which makes all the difference in your life.
Got it.
Anything else, friends?
Sir, one more question.
Yes.
Out of these 10 concepts, does it have any hierarchy based on our lifestyle?
No.
And
No hierarchies. Ask the questions, see for which you get a clear answer. Possibilities are that for many people, most of the questions will not give a clear answer. They will not have a clear answer for any of these. Because you see, Mr. Karpusamy, we live on an autopilot 90% of the time. We operate out of the subconscious 90% of the time. What does that mean? It means we do things without thinking. We are totally conditioned. A conditioned response does not mean, it clearly tells one thing, that we are not very clear about most of the things that we are doing or we are experiencing. We are very vague. That is the reason, why we are not the architects of our happiness and success. A person who understands the answer to these 10 questions that means he is really building his life. He is in control of his life. We are not. You ask these questions, you will find most of the questions you will not be able to get an answer. You will not get an answer. What do you expect from your relationships? What do you expect from your son? How many of you can answer this? What do you expect from your wife? What do you expect from your husband? What do you expect from your job? What do you expect from your colleagues? How many can answer? Which are the needs that are remaining unfulfilled? Maybe a computer will be required to write down all the things. So you say, what does that really mean? That means what? That we have never thought about it. We are living a life of entitlement. We think that all these things we are entitled to. We are entitled to be loved by others. No. Why the hell should anyone love you? Why the hell should anyone respect you? Just because you want to be loved, people should love you, is it? You say, I want job satisfaction. So what is job satisfaction? How many people can define job satisfaction? I want to be successful in life. So what is your definition of success? We hear these words, we hear them being used, and it makes us sound great and intellectual. We do it. Simple. But when you sit down, but you can achieve it. It's not that you can't. The beauty of this is, you see, when Gallup says that only 17% are engaged, why? On a planet with over 8 billion people, only 17% are engaged. Why? That is because the majority, 83%, are going through the motions of existing, not living. And when you exist, when you don't live, the reason for your existence is all these 10 psychological factors. Look, this is what cognitive science has found. This is not what I am saying or XYZ saying. You will see when you see these advertisements and mission statements and vision statements of companies, you will see all these things being told, isn't it? This is not something, maybe all these things you are hearing it today in one place together. But it is being told in a scattered way, wherever, any magazine you take, any publication you take, you will hear all these things. When you listen to Steve Jobs or Bill Gates or Jeff Bezos or Sundar Pichai or Satya Nadella speak, they will speak all these things. Why? Because this is what has made them successful. They have been able to implement it to some degree, so they have become successful. Knowingly, unknowingly, they have done it. Most of you may be doing all these things unknowingly. But now when you do it knowingly, you become Sachin Tendulkar. Wasim Akram bowls to Hanumantrao. Hanumantrao swings the bat. The ball takes an outside edge, flies off to the boundary and goes for a 4. Technically speaking, Hanumantrao has hit a 4. Correct or not? But did you hit or did the ball go? But when Sachin plays, he hits because he does it through a scientific process.
Systematically, scientific.
So you see, that the ball did not go. He sent the ball. When you understand these things and do it, there is an element of consciousness involved in it. There is an element of purpose involved in it. There is an element of planning and execution involved in it. So that gives you a certain edge over the outcomes. Okay, friends? Can we break for the night?
Thank you, sir. Good night, sir.
Yes, sir.
Good night.
Good night.
We'll
Thank you
meet
very
again
much.
on first.
Good night, sir. Good
Thank you
night.
very much, sir.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
wishing everyone a very happy new year
Thank you,
Yeah.
ma'am.
Coming
Wish you
Same
all
to
a
you all.
very, very happy new year.
and a good health life to everyone. Thank you.
Thank you.
And early dissolution of the jet lag for me.
Yes.
Good night, folks, and wish you all a very happy new year.
Happy New Year, sir.